Hey guys, how are you? Acropolis Now. A stark reminder that all major empires always come to an end. Really interesting. Maybe it should be apocalypse now in terms of where we are in our own empire cycle. How long will the empire of America last? Interesting point when you have a look at this Acropolis and you get some of the information and details. It was built and completed 432 years before Christ. So you're talking almost 2,500 years ago, 2450 at least. Started at about 436 years, so in about 4 years. It's withstood, even had a mosque put in during the Ottoman Empire over here, where once it was a church. It's had the Visigoths and the Huns ransack it. There was the 1600s attack. But actually, the biggest plunder that occurred on the Acropolis was detailed in the 1800s, 1808, by a Scottish ambassador to the British Empire, who stripped out and bribed the then Turkish minders of the Acropolis, stripped out all the pediments and mesotopes. Now, if you're wondering what those are the highly detailed sculptures that were both inside and also inset in the buildings, all those elements. And they sit today in the looter's garage that is known as the British Museum. The looter's garage that I call the British Museum. Stuffed with antiquities and valuables stripped from the wall of great empires and great historical reference. It's a great sad fact that Britain has to be that, and it's always interesting that one control structure recognizes the old one and goes to strip out anything of value for carryover into theirs. I wonder how much the big families of Britain had as a role to play in that, for Queen and country, or for the big name families that have then loaned it to the museum to be held as a British asset, free for the people to view. It's a great shame that people in Greece would have to go to the British Museum to see the most grandeur detail of their own empire. But such is how it is. And it brings you to wonder, if you think things won't end, if you think big moments never actually occur, and there's so many false dawns, so many almost collapses and then not, and you just think it's never going to happen. The lightning never actually strikes, you just hear thunder. Well, this ruin, hopefully on both sides, will bring that into context. Yes, the big does indeed occur. The big does indeed occur, and when it's over, it can be over pretty quickly. Empires can fall quite violently and suddenly, but first they rot like a fish. They rot first from the head down, and I would say we're deep into the head rot phase of our current empire of grandeur, our empire of debt, and it's a question of what are the looters going to be doing to carry over into the next cycle. Anyway, with that little thought from the top of the hill with the Pantheon and the Acropolis, I wave you goodbye. Enjoy your weekend.